Hi Virgo, happy birthday and welcome to your September 2020 Astrology 33 reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, I'm actually going to be taking a bit of a break from those. I'm not sure when I'm going to pick them back up. Most likely it'll be at least a month-long break, but when I do start them up again, I'll definitely make an update on the community section of the channel. As for what we have in front of us, we have a Celtic Girl spread as always, and then I also pulled a couple of Oracle cards and a Mudra card for you guys. So we'll get started with the main spread. Main situation position, we have the Death card. So this is actually Scorpio energy here, which for you guys is your third house of communication. But of course, if we think of Scorpio also representing the eighth house, you guys have Mars hanging out there. It's going to be there for an extended stay. So could be cleaning up some things in that area of your life as well. But really what I'm picking up on intuitively for some of you too could just be saying that I feel like some of you might be losing faith in a situation. That's the primary thing that I'm picking up on. And if that's the case, it looks like it might just require just a little bit more patience from you. And the reason I say that is because in the challenger obstacle position, we have strength, which is Leo energy, justice, which is Libra energy, and the wheel of fortune, which is Jupiter energy. So what I'm seeing with these three cards coming up, first thing, again, this is Leo energy. So for some of you, this can be something that you might have been holding back on for a while, given that Leo energy represents your 12th house. But it could also be pointing to timing. Then we have justice here, which is actually Libra energy, which represents your second house of finances, possessions, even self-worth to an extent. And then we have the wheel of fortune, right? Which again, like I said, is Jupiter energy, represents time and luck, expansion. So what I'm seeing with these three cards could just be saying that, especially if you look at this as a timing thing, could just be saying right now in the Leo season, you might feel like you're having, to hold back from something, or maybe even that you're being held back on something. But with the Justice card here, it looks like it's saying that with a little patience, things will actually work out the way that you're hoping for. Balance will be restored, whatever the situation is regarding. And could even be, like I said, a timing thing where it could just be saying right now you might be going through a bit of a rough stretch with the Leo energy. But by the time we get to the Libra energy, which would be the end of September essentially, you'll see that things are moving forward again in a way that you hoped. So that's what I see happening there for some of you. Could even be around a legal situation for some of you. It's certainly within the realm of possibility. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. It's just primarily saying that, you might be giving up hope on the situation working out the way that you thought it would, but it could just be saying that the timing isn't just right. And with a little patience, things will be restored, things will start moving again. In the foundation position, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is actually Taurus energy here, which for you guys represents your ninth house. But usually, more importantly, with this energy, I always get that vibe of, someone who's put a lot of work into something, but they're starting to question if they should continue to put in that work, right? They might feel like they haven't gotten as much out of a situation as they were expecting. And sometimes it could also point to a comparison energy, right? Where you might feel like others are further along than where you are, and you start to wonder, why that's the case. So again, picking up on that same vibe where I'm saying that, I feel like you guys just might be losing a little faith in a situation, but like I said, with those cards showing up in the challenge position, it looks like things will start to shift your way. And now I think about it too, with that Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune energy being in the challenge position too, Jupiter will start going forward again around the middle of September, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check that real quick. Yeah, right around the middle of September. So again, with the timing thing, if you think about Jupiter moving forward again in mid-September, like I said, with that Libra energy here, it could just be saying that as we get toward the end of September, your situation will most likely be improving quite a bit. So that could be what that symbolism was pointing to there too. But yeah, I feel like for now, you guys just might feel like you're not quite where you want to be. In the past position, we have Temperance, Sagittarius energy, and also the Nine of Wands, even more Sagittarius energy. So timing here could just be saying that maybe there was something at play happening behind the scenes that was trying to restore balance in a situation, and maybe at the time you weren't trusting that. Maybe it was a situation that hadn't been going your way for quite some time. So even though there might have been something happening behind the scenes that might have been working to restore that balance, you just might not have trusted it necessarily. And timing wise, this could have been something for some of you that might have happened around the time of the Sagittarius full moon during Gemini season. So that would have been in early June. In the present position, we have the Seven of Wands. So this is actually Leo energy here, represents the last 10 degrees of Leo, which is actually the degrees we're in at the time of recording this in mid-August. So could just be saying that some of you might have to defend yourselves on something. And for some of you, quite frankly, again, going back to the fact that Leo energy is 12th house for you guys, could just be as simple as saying that you're pretty much having to fight back your own negative thoughts. Like maybe you're kind of trapped in a negative thought cycle now, but you could just find it difficult to come out of that. And I mean, I get it. A lot of people are, things have been thrown out of whack for pretty much everyone in some area of life this year. So it could just be as simple as that, where you're like, okay, you're trying to keep that higher ground, right? Especially if this is a situation, like I said, with the Justice card, where maybe you might have felt like you were done wrong in some situation. Could just be saying that, you're really just trying to maintain that higher ground and not stoop to their level necessarily. And it could just be maybe you're being challenged in some way as well. But if that's the case, it looks like you will have the upper hand there. And so, for example, the facts might be on your side, right? If someone accuses you of something, that's some ways I could see this energy playing out. In the near future position, we have the Four of Swords. So Libra energy here again, and this actually represents a healing process, usually taking some time out, getting a little rest, which usually isn't the worst thing to do when you're dealing with 12th house energy. So could just be the space you might find yourselves in. And if there was some kind of a heartbreak situation, given that this is usually the card, of course, that follows the Three of Swords, if you went through a Three of Swords situation not too long ago, could just be saying that you guys are actually in the process of successful healing from that now too. And this could just be saying, again, there might be some kind of a delay with finances in particular, given that we're seeing the Libra energy a couple times here and we see the Pentacles, could be around money for you guys. Mercury's going to be in Libra pretty early on in September, and I'm trying to think if anything else will be there. Now, I think it's just going to be Mercury, but that's still going to be pretty significant, given that that's your chart ruler. So, yeah, that's what I see there. And position of your influence on a situation, we have the Hierophant. So, this is Taurus energy here, and of course, with this in reverse, I feel like this is you guys just really being tempted to break the rules in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like it's primarily due to impatience. Like I said, I feel like you guys might be losing faith in the traditional route for things to be resolved. So you might want to step outside of that. You might be getting that urge. Or this could just be, again, pointing to, like I was saying in general, where you guys might be losing faith in general in a certain situation, right? So that could be what's happening there. But I do have to say, we have the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So again, if this is you in some way, shape, or form thinking of stepping outside the rules, this doesn't seem like the month to do that with that Seven of Swords in the bottom of the deck. I feel like that's more of a warning for you guys to try to stay above board, especially like we said, we see that Seven of Wands there, and we have the Seven of Pentacles, a lot of seven energy. So I feel like this is saying you just might have a lot of pent up energy and you're ready for that forward movement, but you might feel like it's not happening at the time you want it to. But if that's the case, the good thing with that is underneath the Seven of Swords here, we see the Eight of Wands. So I feel like you guys are on the precipice of that movement. And if it's for finances as well, we see the Ace of Pentacles under that. So could just require a little more patience from you guys. And I feel like I said that to Taurus as well, so could just be the theme of the month. But yeah, that's what I see there. In the environment position, we have the Queen of Wands. So this is actually Aries energy here. So again, this could be pointing to what I was saying, the fact that you have Mars making that extended stay in your 8th house. And that could be dealing with finances from others. So the more I'm looking at this, this could definitely represent some kind of a court situation you guys might have where there's something regarding finances. And it might not look too positive in the beginning, but I feel like with time it actually will turn in your favor, like I said with that Wheel of Fortune there. So you could just have to keep the faith a little bit longer that the situation will pan out the way that you're hoping for it to. For some of you, of course, this could be possibly a fire sign that you might be dealing with. But yeah, with the Queen of Wands showing up here, I feel like that's just, again, where I feel like this is partially pointing to you as well with that bottled up energy and wanting to move forward. But, just make sure you're doing it the right way. And if you are going to step outside the rules, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons as well, I would say. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Three of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So this is actually the court card for Virgo here. And then Three of Swords, well, we were talking about that Four of Swords energy in the near future. Obviously, I'm going to assume this is a fear, not a hope. Could just be saying that you might fear some heartbreak if you were to come forward and make an offer to someone. This position in particular would probably be the best spot to have the Three of Swords, because what I always point out to people with this position is whether the cards look really good or really negative, it's just hopes or fears. So it's just more of something that's preoccupying your mind, but there's not necessarily an indicator it would actually play out. So I feel like this could just be saying, like I said, some of you might be fearing rejection if you were to come forward to someone. Like I said, it could be around that thing, like felt that you guys might be losing faith around something. And again, this could also be around finances too, right? Like maybe there's an offer that you've been waiting for that you feel like it isn't going to come through for you. So that's what I'm seeing there. But regardless of what situation that was, in the outcome position, we have the Knight of Wands. So looks like there's definitely going to be movement for you guys as we get to the end of the month. And with the Knight of Wands, if we look at the position of the horse too, moving toward the past. So this can be, again, like I said, I feel like this is something that's already in your environment, but for whatever reason, it might have just felt like the energy was stuck there, and now you get to move forward. For some of you, this might even been something regarding travel as well, or moving, given that the Knight of Wands energy always represents that movement. So that's what I'm seeing there. And if we think of it that way too, it's almost like new life, right? Where with that deft energy also we see a horse, right? But obviously it doesn't look like it's moving as fast, and it looks like everything around it's just been taking a long time. So I feel like this is just going to breathe new life into you guys. It could be as simple as, like I said, that heavy 12th house energy eventually becomes energy moving into your sign. It might refuel you, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. The new moon actually that you guys are going to have in September is going to be really potent too, because it's going to be trine Saturn in Capricorn and Pluto. So those are powerful energies. So if you guys were looking to start something new around the time of that new moon, that's definitely some pretty heavy energy there, but in a positive way, given that it's going to be a trine to your sign. So something to point out there. All right, moving on to the oracle cards. First we have peace. There's the artwork, and the number is 23. Okay, it says freedom from attachment, radical acceptance. The oracle's message: it doesn't get any better than this. A quiet mind, a heart fulfilled, freedom from want, and a soul satisfaction. The way to peace is through radical acceptance. Everything in your world is exactly as it should be. Harmony is beautiful. Enjoy it. So definitely a positive message there, especially for those of you where, like I said, I was picking up on a little bit of energy that some of you might be losing the faith in the situation, especially, like I said, you might face some type of challenge or confrontation. Looks like that will work out for you, though. So I feel like with that Four of Swords energy there, it looks like you will actually get into that energy, but it might take a little while. The relationship message says when two people are in true alignment with one another, they have an innate harmony between them. They are as two perfectly tuned instruments playing together. Sometimes it's impossible to tell who is who. Peace is yours, and it is to be savored. So an interesting message there. I didn't get a huge vibe of relationships, but I mean, obviously, if there was a Three of Swords situation in the past and you feel that it might stay that way, that Four of Swords energy could be pointing to the healing process there. And then, like I was saying, with those cards we see in the challenge position, it looks like there will be forward movement. Might not happen as we wrap up Leo season here, maybe not even right away in Virgo season, but with that Libra energy and the Wheel of Fortune, looks like things will move forward toward the end of October at the latest, I would say. All right, the prosperity message says this is one of those times when you're capable of clear vision about your work and how you create your prosperity. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You're called by a presence to step into your power. Just being isn't enough, for you are in peaceful harmony with spirit, and it shows in your work. So definitely a pretty positive message there as well. Like I said, I'm not getting a huge energy. Like I'm really feeling like you guys are tempted to go against the grain in some way. And like I said, if you're doing it for the right reasons, by all means do so. But just try to stay above board in doing that. And like I said, for those of you where you feel like you're losing faith and doubting that the situation can grow, looks like that will turn around for you guys too. All right, so next we have Koala Spirit. Says Spirit has a plan. There's the artwork, and the number is 35. Okay, it says in nature, the koala moves slowly through the branches of the eucalyptus tree, leisurely chewing the leaves, reminding us that life is not a race or competition. Chasing around after every distraction can keep us from recognizing that we have all we need and that spirit will always be there with gifts to sustain us. You are being asked to trust that by moving slowly with faith in the abundance that is everywhere, surrendering to a power greater than yourself, you will be able to experience the manifestation of your desire. As you take your time enjoying the riches available to you right now, sitting peacefully, you begin to radiate the joy and abundance you seek. Spirit is here to help you discover happiness, pleasure, and contentment, all gifts that are yours now and in the future. Have faith and trust in Spirit's plan for you, and know that you are loved and cherished. So definitely a pretty positive message there, and the have faith thing was where, like I was saying, for some of you, I feel like the death card and also the Hierophant in reverse, you might be losing faith in the situation. But like I said, I do pick up on that vibe that things will turn around for you guys. So hopefully that resonated with you as well. And finally, we have a Mudra card. So the Mudra that you guys got for this month is the Karana Mudra. There it is there, and the keyword for it is purification. Okay, and there's the info on it there if you wanted to pause it or take a screenshot. And under benefits, it says cleansing and purifying, benefits the bladder, colon, and large intestine, detoxifies body and mind, assist with the release of negative patterns and habits. So if that sounds like something you think would be beneficial for you guys, I actually will put the name of the Mudra in the description video as always. Once again, happy birthday, and I'll talk to you guys next month. All right, bye.